Hello everyone and welcome to Rapid Pixel Racing GP2 round 15. We're at Saudi Arabia tonight for the season finale. Before we get started, well, the drivers are just readying up and going and getting their setups on. Just want to announce a congratulations to the Aston Martin team of Sonny Stokes and CCC who have wrapped up the Constructors title. Johnny Stokes also won the driver's title, so it's a double win for him. So I'm waiting to see it kick off in Discord. Everyone moaning that quad is in daylight and the race is at night, but it's the way the game kicks it out. And I'm trying to get everything set up. Just bear with me a moment, please. Okay, I'm just waiting for the drivers to come out on track now. Let's get the map up. I must say, this is one of the tracks that I love to race at. May have something to do with probably spending about 50 plus hours practicing over the Christmas period, just after the track dropped at the end of the last season. Was the first race of the season for GP2's and GP1's seasons. But as you may know, the GP2 season was restarted partway through. So we've returned for the season finale. Let's see how everyone does as we've got Hobo first out on track. Looking for a good performance from Hobo tonight. I know he's got one in him. I say got one in him, he's had a podium a couple of times already. Okay, Hobo now into the final sector of his outlet. Getting your braking right into this last corner is critical to let you get on the power early to carry that speed all the way down the start finish straight. It's the DRS open. Bringing the car across to the right hand side of the track for the first of the left handers. Gets the car nicely rotated there. So on the run up now to 3 and 4, or possibly 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. I'm never going to keep up with the corner numbers here. All look to go a bit wide, but the game's not giving it us out of track limits. So it's a 32-0 for the first sector. Into the hairpin at the top of the track, and now the run down. Most of this lap is taking an absolute full throttle. I know Hobo and the TTFL League have had a little sprint race round Jeddha tonight, so he'll know the track well. does a 1 minute 2 in a 1 minute point 2 in sector 2. Just try and keep an eye on who's behind him. I believe that's Island Boy behind him. So once he's set his lap, we'll swap back and see how Island Boy's getting on. Into the final corner now. On the power, DRS open. So absolutely flat out to the line, opens us off with a 130.3. Back to Island Boy now. Island Boy is validated, so Matt is in the pits. That must be Zodak next. Coming into the final corner. DRS open. And does a 131.8. We've got Aston Martin coming around and Connie Stokes, who's invalidated. Night Sniper's invalidated. Craig's coming around to start his lap. We've got the two McLarens. Mrs. Carl first. Taking the shortest line to attract as a 131.7, and Cons has been invalidated his lap. He did a 137.6. That was invalidated. Lewis is just starting his lap now, so we'll follow Lewis round. Into the first corner. To one of the worst parts of the track in terms of flow. If you get it right, it's beautiful. You go slightly offline and it affects you the whole way through. There's a 31.7 in sector 1. A little bit of contact there with the wall by the sounds of it. Hopefully he's not got any damage. As Connie Stokes sets the fastest time as a 128.8. We'll stay on board with Lewis, see how he's getting on. Got the yellow flag in the end of sector 3 at the final corner. It looks to be an Alfa Romeo stopped. Hopefully it doesn't get in the way or cause issues, and keeps nicely out of the way. Lewis crosses the line to do a 129.6. Tidy lap. We got further back, please, on an outlet. Smart Decky. That's Island Boy. Is he coming? He's looks to be coming around for another lap. Jump on board with Craig as he comes through the end of sector 2. 1 minute point 9. And now it's flat out all the way to the final corner. DRS wide open. Stays further right. And Sam does 131.8, which takes him up to 7th. So he did a 31.6 in sector 1, is 59.6 in sector 2. So this will put him around about the 130, 129 mark. Accelerating now out of the final corner. Is that the Alpine? It does a 129.911. The Alpine was coming into the pits. I wondered if he was trying to grab a sneaky toe. Craig's invalidated. Hepburn's jumped up to second with the 129.1. That's a good lap. And we've got a Ferrari on track of Lister, who jumped up into third on a 129.5. So still to set a time are Cons, who's currently on an outlap, Decky, Moyland and PCC, Night Sniper and Darsan. Night Sniper's on his outlap. Darsan's just starting his lap now, so we'll follow Darsan round. Unfortunately invalidates there through, I think that's turn 6. He's got fuel. He's got fuel for another run. Back off, save the tyres a little, keep him at temp. Night Sniper's now starting his run. I am on my own tonight for comms because my co-commentator couldn't make it. Unfortunately, Knight's obviously invalidated that run. He's got fuel for another run. He has. So Con's coming round to finish his first timed lap, and that's a 129.4, which sticks him straight up into third. Fairly sure he'll be safe with that one. We will be losing 3 drivers at the end of this session. Frenzy's already retired in the pits, as is standard for Frenzy. I don't know why, I have a feeling Moyland won't be setting a time during Q1, as he's not left the pits already. I could be wrong. So Miss Carl is back out on track. Currently sitting in 9th, I think to be safe there. Zodak has retired in the pits by the looks of it. So he's feeling safe under the 131.8. I say feeling safe, that may be the best he can do for this track. This is one of those tracks that when you get it right, it's just beautiful. Evelyn Moyland, but you've got to get your lines right and keep it consistent. Go offline through one section and you just lose the speed through the rest of the lap. The GP1 race here at the start of the season was brilliant. I think I'm fairly sure we had a late safety car, so everyone was bunched up for the last few laps, and the final lap was a ERS battle to the end. who could use it at the right time to get the acceleration out of the corner and use it to defend from those behind. Unfortunately, I messed that up and ran out of ERS coming out of the final corner. So Lewis is pushing now through sector 3. Looking to improve, but I think he's safe where he is, sitting in 6th. Little contact with that wall. Luckily he didn't do a Verstappen and break the suspension. So it crosses the line with a 128.7. Take him top of the table at the minute. Moyland has decided to prove me wrong and has gone for a lap. Sniper's managed to get a clean lap in and set a 131.9. No, Moyland literally went out for an out lap. Puts a cycle through the tyres, ready for the race. Although he's going to go into the race with 2 brand new sets of softs, so unless he's planning on breaking his wing quite a lot. So who have we got left on track? Darsan, I didn't see you pop up there into 4th with the 129.3. Unfortunately, you invalidated that one. Got Decky on his outlet. Getting out of the way of Darsan there. Crooks has gone out for his outlet. Overtaking places anywhere. If you're brave, you can get past anyone anywhere on this track. It's got to be really brave. So Decky's the only one on a lap at the minute. We'll stay on board with Decky. No Lulu tonight. Is busy sorting out football stuff. Needs to get his priorities right. I was half expecting him to try and grab one of the reserve seats to get some practice in for Monday. You are more than welcome. I'll send you the invite to the party now. Not expecting you to bin it though. So Decky completes his lap and does a 130.7. I'm hoping for another good race on Monday. My desktop screen on the PC's still me and that guy Alex side by side into turn 3 or maybe 4. I remember that battle with Alex. It went on for quite a few laps. So let's drop back to see how CCC is getting on. As he comes around the final corner to take looked like like he was going to go into the pits then. Does a 130.6. Sticks him up into 10th and keeps him safe. So at the end of... Oh, sorry. At the end of Q1, we will be losing Frenzy, Moyland and Night Sniper. There's a wall there, Decky. Oh, that Google's dead. So now we're into Q2. As I'm sure everybody knows, we will lose the slowest 5 drivers in the second. Let's coil over. And who's going to be first out on track? Let's get the lap data up. So first out looks to be a McLaren, and it's Cons first on track. Followed by Island Boy. Mrs. Carl. DTC and Lister. Cool, swap's done. Just in time to see Cons come round to start his first time lap. Half expect to see quite a DRS train appear in this race. Tactical use of ERS to keep in the DRS of the car in front. As Cons gets a little bit sideways there out of turn 2, manages to recover it. Sparks flying as he's got the car set up with quite a low ride height. So on the mediums, his first sector was a 31.7. Car looks to be a little tail happy. I think there's a light flashing, so it's not on hot lap mode with his ERS now. There's a 1 minute .689 through sector 2. Decent representative time. Into the final corner now. Drop back to see how Island Boy's getting on. So we'll be looking to try and pick up that distant toe. Cons opens the times with a 131.7. Island Boy, sorry, a 131.3 for Cons. Island Boy does 130.7 on the mediums. And Crooksy on the softs does a 130.4. Johnny Stokes has invalidated his current lap. That's Hepburn. Right on board with Craig. It's power down nicely out of the final corner. DRS wide open. Sticks to the right hand side of the track and does a 133.9 on the media. That's what I meant to put on. Tyre data. So Hobo diving into the pits there. So Stokes invalidated this lap. It is on an out lap. Fleas just coming round to finish his current lap. Have a nice toe off the McLaren Cons in front. 136.6 for Flea. The Alfa Romeo coming out in the pits keeps nicely out of the way. So Flea's going to be nicely positioned for the toe, but possibly will have been affected by the dirty air off of the McLaren in front of him. But further around, got Lister on an outlap in front of Lewis, and he's got Mrs. Carl in front on an outlap. Keeps nicely out of the way for him. Would have given him the benefit of a little bit of toe. 59.6 through sector 2. Johnny Stokes on the medium sets a 129.0. Brilliant lap. And that's Cons out of the session. Just before the final and Flea. Oh, I hope they've not made contact. As Lewis does a 129.4 on his mediums. Just missed being able to see what's happened. Oh, we've got an Alpine. Island Boy's out. In the middle of the track, so be careful if you are in sector 3. That looks to have cleared now. That's just the remnants, the wheel left on track. So we've lost Flea, Cons and Island Boy. Craig's on low fuel mode. Who've we got behind? Crooks is in the pits. Johnny Stokes isn't going for it. Lister is going for it behind though. Johnny keeps nicely out of the way. So let's get a clean run to the line, and he sets a 1:28.4 on the soft tyre, so it's 0.6 off on his time. The tyre strap on this track, it's fairly sure it's a medium to soft, or a soft to medium. You need quite a long stint on the mediums to make it work. But then the likelihood of a safety car on this track is quite high, as we've already seen 3 drivers go out just in Q2 alone. There's a lot of blind corners, so if there's an incident in front of you, it'll be difficult to see it before you're on top of it and possibly have nowhere to go. Cole is on their outlet. He's on an outlet. Matty's in the pits. So who's the other outlet? Zodak. So ERS light flashing. Possibly on an in-lap. Get a little squirrely on the exit in the final corner. And does a 1:32.0, which is an improvement, but keeps him in 8th place. I'll be back in a minute. I've just got to go sort the kids. Right, and I'm back. So currently in the danger zone, we've got Matty, Darsan, Flea, who's not going to be able to improve. This is the incident earlier. Zodak and Craig. Craig is currently on a lap. Well, it's just started a lap. Just come back to Darsan as he drives through the tyre of Island Boy. Coming into the final corner now. It's the car rotated nicely. Doesn't run as wide as some. and crosses the line on 129.9 on the mediums. That will definitely see him through to the next session. Craig's currently down on his time by 500ths. Needs to find a bit of improvement through this final set. That's better. 3/10 up now in sector 2. Nicely out the final corner. Does a 131.2, 7/10 improvement, takes him up to 8th. Hobo now starting his final flying lap. Needs to find about 3/10 to see himself safely through, because you've got Hepburn and Zodak. Hepburn on a lap, I think directly behind it. No, a couple of cars back. And Zodak trying to make it round to the line to start his final lap. Hobo does a 31.6 in the first sector, a 6/10 improvement. Hepburn's invalidated, so don't need to push too hard. Zodak's just starting. 59.5 through sector 2 for Hobo, as I look back at the screen. Into the final corner now. Little kiss of the wall, won't affect the end of this lap too much. Crosses the 9 to do a 129.8 to take him up to 4th. Hepburn can't improve, and Zodak's invalidated as well. So at the end of that session, we will be losing Matty, Flea, Zodak, Hepburn and Cons, and also Island Boy, because he's had an incident. Although his time would have seen him safely through into Q3, he won't be able to take part. We'd set his fastest time on the medium tyres, so we will be starting on the mediums for the race. I'd love to know what happened with Cons and Flea. If either of them are listening, let me know. So that's the end of Q2. For everything to load up for Q3, and then get ready for the final race. Mixed grouping of tyres for the start of the race. You have Lister on the softs, Johnny, Stokes and Lewis on the mediums, Hobo on the softs, Darsan on the mediums, Crooksy on the softs, Decky on the mediums, Mrs. Carl and Craig both on the softs, and then Island Boy on the mediums. Everyone else will have the free choice. And Mrs. Cole apparently had picked up a 5th-place grid penalty for a collision with Cons, after Cons had the DNF, according to the race director. That's unfortunate. That is unlucky. So we wait to see who the first driver out was going to be. It's going to be Lister. So Lister followed by Johnny Stokes, followed by Hobo, followed by Craig, CCC, Darsan. So still in the pits, you've got Mrs. Carl, Lewis and Decky. Come back round to Lister. He's going to be the first one to start his lap. As close to the wall as possible through turn 3 into the turn 4 and 5. Now into 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. A lot of these corners aren't actual corners, they're just slight kinks. 30.7 through sector 1. Johnny Stokes is getting on. 30.5 for Johnny Stokes. And this is invalidated. Lucky. So Johnny Stokes coming to the end of section 2. 58.1. I think that's one of the fastest times we've seen through that sector tonight. A Hobo does a 59.7. Back to Johnny as he's into the final corner now. DRS open, foot flat to the floor. 127.9, so the first one to break into the 127s there. Hobo does a 129.8. And the Hobo is Craig. Final corner, DRS open, 130.7. And Crooksy, a 130.0, taking him up to third. Darsan had invalidated. Lewis is on his outlap. Everyone else will be on their in laps. So we jump on to Lewis now. Got McLaren coming out in the pits. Gets out of the way nicely. Unlucky for Lewis, is caught out by track limits there. Decky now on his hot lap. He's got the McLaren in front of Mrs. Carl. Shouldn't cause him too many issues because there's a half decent gap. Though he is closing. Hopefully Mrs. Carl is keeping her eyes peeled in her mirrors. And yeah, gets nicely over to the right hand side. Decky a clear run into the next corner. It's on the brakes about the 75 metre mark. Back on the power at the final corner. DRS open. Shortest line to the run to the line. Goes second on a 129.3. Lister now on his second run. Lewis just behind him. We'll probably have the benefit of a distant tow. Does a 30.7 in sector 1. Hobo not feeling confident on his 29.8s, out for another run. Lister's invalidated again. Lewis is invalidated as well. Darsan is on his lap. See how he gets on, see if we can keep it clean. .9 through sector 1. This is where he invalidated last time. Keeps it clean, a little bit of contact with the wall. Hopefully it's not picked up any wing damage. It's even a little bit of end plate damage here. Just destroys your time of 58.7 through sector 2 though. So if that contact has caused damage, it's not showing it at the minute. Into the final corner now. Car looks to be behaving. So I'd say he's got away with that contact. Run to the line of 128.8. Takes him up into second. Hobo's invalidated this lap. Has he got the fuel for another run? He has, if he's careful. Lister on an outlap. Lewis just coming out to start his outlap. Lister and Lewis both need to get a time on the board. I'm expecting decent times from the pair of them. They also need to take it a little bit easier to avoid invalidating. This is probably going to be their final attempt. Connie Stokes is now starting this outlap, and CPC as well. Are they running in formation? CPC is behind Connie, so Hobo's pushing, but he's not got his ERS on hot lap. Hobo, put your ERS on. He's not listening. Oh, now he's got it on. He's 800ths off down on his time at the minute. Which is impressive considering he wasn't using ERS for the first third and a bit of a lap. Let's see, can he improve? Has he got the fuel to go for another run? He's not got the fuel for another run, so it's make or break. And he crosses the line on 129.7. Takes a tenth off of his time but keeps him in fourth. Lister now pushing all the way to the end of his flying lap. Kept it clean so far. There's only really one place you can invalidate this lap. At this point, through the DRS, he's going to do a 128.4 to take him up into second. Lewis now coming up to the final corner. As close to that wall as you can possibly get. Goes to the line of 128.1. Puts him second. Pips Lister by 3/10. As Johnny Stokes improves with a 127.895. Sands in the pits. Decky is on the lap, but he's right behind Mrs. Cole, who's also on the lap, so we'll be getting a nice tow down the back section here. If we get a bit of a wide due to the dirty air from the car in front. Lister keeps nicely out of the way of the pair there. Decky certainly looks closer to Mrs. Cole than he did at the start of this lap. We're going to see an improvement from the pair of them. In the final corner, it's just a straight sprint for the line. Decky staying in the tow of Mrs. Cole. Mrs. Cole stays ninth on a 130.4. Decky didn't manage to improve. Is a by 1,000th. Johnny Stokes again improves a 127.7 to cement his place at the top of the grid. Lister's definitely not on a lap. Is that fuel? Ooh. I'm absolutely shattered tonight. Let's wait for everyone to go into the garage. So your starting grid for tonight: Johnny Stokes on pole, Lewis in second, Lister in third, Darsan up in fourth, Decky in fifth, Hobo in sixth, CCC in seventh. Mrs. Carl in 8th, but with that 5th place penalty is going to drop her down to 13th. And Craig in 9th. Just waiting for everyone. Oh, I wish they'd stop having chats in multiple channels on the Discord. Yes, Darsan, why are you starting third? I don't know. Is that where you qualified? I. Lister picked up a 5-second penalty. 5-place penalty. I missed that. So, as we go for the formation lap, let's change that to that. And what's third place? Let's get the best view of the start, hopefully. Well, good luck to everyone tonight. It's the final race of GP2 on the 2021 game, and then we can all bin it off with its bugs and all, because as we all know, Cody's and EA would have fixed all the bugs before they released the 22 game. Yeah, we'll wait and see what happens. The drivers are making their way round to the end of the formation lap now. We should hopefully have 25 laps of absolutely flat out racing. Really, only 25 laps of this track? Should be more. So now everyone's coming back to the grid. This will definitely be interesting to watch in the new game when you've got manual grid formation. Seeing who can manage to line up in their spot correctly. And how many people forget what position they're supposed to be in and line up in the wrong grid slot. So now just waiting for everyone to load up. And there we go, the lights are on. 5 lights. Jump start for Frenzy. Oh, it's absolute carnage. What? Have they all forgotten how to start tonight? Lewis has managed to get the jump on Sonny Stokes. Darsan's still sitting in third. Hobo's up into fourth. Crooksy into fifth. That's sixth. Hepburn has jumped up into fourth now. We've got McLaren Cons round. Mrs. Carl is out, unfortunately. Decky's all the way down in 13th with no front wing. Got a VSC now, so everything will calm down a little bit. So Hobo's got no front wing. It's alright, the Alpine looks alright. Crooksy looks to be without damage. Lister doesn't appear to have damage. Hepburn's had a cracking start. It's jumped up to fourth. Top three all look to have, four all look to have got away well. So now we're back racing, as I think we're going to see a lot of people in the pits here. Zodak's speeding in the pit lane. So you've got Frenzy, TTT. Frenzy I think is going to be serving his drive-through. Craig, Zodak, Cons, Decky and Hobo all in the pits at the minute. It's going to break this field up. They're going to need a safety car, I feel, to actually bring the packs back together, but everything seems to have opened up. Lewis has got an 8/10 lead over Johnny Stokes. Darsan is sitting on the 2-second mark. This is 3 seconds back, so predicted pit stop strategy by the game is soft to medium, with the medium stop on about lap 10 to 12. So you'll be looking front. If we've got a VSC again, that's Flea and Frenzy are both out. At the entry to the hairpin. Hopefully everyone got past them without picking up damage. So now we're down to 15 drivers. It's full safety car now. Lister's decided to pit. Get rid of those soft tyres. He's gone on to the mediums. Who else is coming in? Moylan's coming in. Double stack. Time to perfect them for the front. Oh, not. Oh, it looks like he needs a wing as well. As Hepburn comes in literally as Moylan leaves the pit box. So at least this is going to give everyone a chance to get back on the pack. Good job, this is the final race of the season. I think some of these teams will be going bankrupt with the amount of wings they've had to go through in this first 3 laps alone. So as we follow around the safety car, your current order is Lewis in first, Johnny Stokes in second, Darsan third, Island Boys up into fourth, Night Snipers jumped up into fifth, Lister's down in sixth. I say down, he started in seventh, so he's in sixth. Moylan's up 10 places to 7th. Matty's up 7 places to 8th. Crooksy's dropped 3 places to 9th. Cons is sitting in 10th where he started. Hobo's dropped 6 places down to 11th. Craig's dropped 4 in 12th. Zodak's dropped 1 place in 13th. Hepburn's now down in 14th. And Decky is trying to catch up with the pack in 15th. I'd love to see a few people's on boards from the start of this and see what went on the first lap. I think it was just absolute carnage off the grid. I don't know, someone lost traction and that's what caused the pile-up. Being a street track, the barriers are always close. So the pack is all together now. Hopefully we can get going at the end of this lap. I thought that might have been what happened, Hobo. You have to keep your head in it, get your recovery drive on. So, safety car. Oh, I love the computer generated crowd, all looking the opposite side of the track to where the cars actually are. So safety car in this lap, so now Lewis will start backing the pack up. So he'll become the de facto safety car. A difficult track to do a safety car restart on because of the length of that start-finish straight. Safety car is now coming into the pits. So does Lewis launch? No, he doesn't. He's going to wait as long as possible. And he's gone at the pit entry. Darsan looks to have a look up the inside of Johnny Soaps, but doesn't fully commit. There's more carnage behind. We've got an Alpine round, we've got a Ferrari round, that's Moyland round, Island Boy. Further up you've got Zodak, who's been off track as well. Come back up to the front, see how the gaps are looking. So no DRS yet. Safety car, so it'll be lap 7. DRS will be activated. So now it's all about keeping those gaps close so you can stay within the DRS when it's activated. Looking to have to sacrifice a bit of ERS now to stay with the cars in front. Donny and Darsan are both in the DRS range. Lister's a little bit back. Then you've got Cons, Night Sniper, both within DRS. Hepburn getting past Hobo. Hobo appears to have no front wing again. This is unlucky for Hobo. As Matty goes for a move up the inside on the entry to the pits. So we've got Hobo, Craig and Moyland all in the pits, and I'm feeling Island Boy will be making his way into the pits as well. So again, we've got two clear groups now. Oh, Lewis's helmet means I can't see. He's on 79% DRS. Johnny Stokes is similar level, and Darsan, so they're not hammering it. Johnny Stokes is keeping within 3/10 of Lewis. As Hobo picks up a penalty. Darsan looks to be dropping back a little on the back of Johnny, falling into the realms of Lister's DRS range now. Lister takes the fastest lap so far, 1:32.2. Darsan. We've got another safety car. It looks to be CCC has lost it on the exit of the final corner, and it is in the waters, right on the racing line. So that'll be why the safety car's there. Hopefully everyone can get round, and the car's been cleared. So again, that's going to bring the pack all back together again. Hobo in for another set of mediums. So it's lap 7 with 2 VSCs and 2 full safety cars. So we're going to be getting to nearly the halfway point of the race before DRS is even activated. See what happened to Crooksy. So Johnny Stokes has decided to come into the pits along with Darsan and Lister. Johnny's going on to the hards. Lister's going on to the hards. I can't see what Darsan's gone on to. Darsan's gone on to the medium, so he's going to have the racier tyre at the restart. So in making those stops, they've all effectively dropped one place. So it does make sense to stop now and fit the hard tyre and hope for no more safety cars. Lewis out in front is going to have to stop again, although he can go on to the soft tyre if he can drag these mediums deep into the race, although with what will be 6 laps behind the safety car, should now be quite straightforward to get the mediums to the soft window. GP2 said as he came round the final corner there was the Mercedes of Night Sniper facing the wrong way. So safety car in this lap. That was a late call by the safety car. And surprisingly early call, considering there's still one car halfway around the track still. So now Lewis has gone. Second safety car restart of the night. Hepburn on the softs behind. He's going to have the better traction, but he can't make the most of it at the minute. Darsan looks to be all over the back of Johnny, trying to make the most of those mediums. Be up to temperature quicker than the hards. This has dropped down to 7th. He's been thumped by Cons and Matty on the fast and medium tyre. I think that late safety car in call has cost him, with him not being able to get his tyres up to temperature properly. Ronnie Stokes is right on the back of Hepburn now. Come up to the final corner, Connie Stokes looking at the inside and gets the move done. Does he get the traction out of the final corner to stay ahead though? Hepburn looking to go back up round the outside into turn 1. Connie has that nicely covered off. But this battling with Hepburn is allowing Lewis to open that lead. It's currently at 1.6 seconds. Connie looks to be dropping Hepburn now. Needs to push to get into the DRS of Lewis in front. Look further back. They're still looking for a move around the outside of the hairpin. Johnny Stokes is out. Our third safety car. So our constructors champions, both Aston Martins, are out. Lewis hasn't got the gap. To get the pit stop done. If he pits now, he's coming out about 9th or 10th. He stays out. So what this will do is bring the back group back into the pack again. As the safety car now picks up Lewis. So Hepburn's decided to pit. Matt is pitting again. Decky's in the pits. Con's in the pits. Zodak's in the pits. Got 15 laps left of this race. Have a look at tyre data. So Lewis is currently leading on 10 lap old mediums. Darsan's on 2 lap old mediums. Lister's sitting in 3rd on 2 lap old mediums. Hobo's in back up to 4th on 3 lap old mediums. Moylan's in 5th with 4 lap old mediums. Hepburn's in 6th on fresh mediums. Matty in 7th on 3 lap old mediums. Decky's in 8th on fresh soft. Cons and Zodak are on 2 lap old mediums. Craig's on 4 lap old mediums. Oh, I need to get some sleep. Night Snipers on fresh mediums and Island Boy is coming on 2-lap-old mediums. Looks like everyone should be able to catch up with the safety car this time. Johnny on Discord saying he's gutted he just sent it into the hairpin. Unlucky, mate. So as we come to finish lap 11 behind the safety car again, will we get to a point where DRS is activated tonight? Carries on like this as Island Boy is deciding to come into the pits. So let's see what he's going to put on. And so his crew are there waiting with the soft tyres and a new wing. Hopefully he'll be able to catch the pack up. Before the restart. So all these safety cars are going to be helping Lewis to a degree extend his stint on those tyres, but that's it. Island Boy has caught back up to the pack. Let's wait to see now if the safety car comes in this lap. As I was saying, they'll be helping Lewis keep his tyres under control, but because everyone behind has now pitted, fairly sure everyone's actually pitted at least once. Yeah, everyone has pitted, so most of them will have completed the tyre requirements. Lewis needs to build a gap now. We get notification as we enter sector 3 that the safety car is in at the end of this lap. Lewis needs to build this gap so he's able to get into the pits and fit the soft tyre at some point. Not drop too far down the grid, although there is a big difference between soft and medium tyre performance. As Lewis's car looks to be bouncing off the concrete barriers. So, he's gone. Lister looks to be looking to make a move around the outside of Darsan into turn 1, but Darsan's got that covered off. Oh, Hobo looks to have got collected by Lister as they went into turn 1. Moreland is now sitting in 4th. On the medium, so he's on the faster tyre than Lister. Have better traction out of the hairpin. Can he make a move? Already we seem to have two groups. Lewis through to Cons, all within less than a second, although Hepburn just slips past the second lap. We've got a Night Sniper pretending to be Alonso here. The queue of Island Boy, CTW, Zodak and Hobo. As Island Boy is looking to get past round into the final corner but can't make it stick. Moylan's now within a tenth of Lister, looking to go round the outside. Teammates tonight, doesn't look to be any love lost there as Moylan makes the move. There's pressure at the fast and medium tyre they're working for Moylan. He now looks to close the gap down to Darsan. Island Boys past Night Sniper. CJW is right on the back, on the run up to the hairpin. Looks to go up the inside. Contact there. CJW's round. Moylan's dropped Lister now. He's got a 1.5 second gap. If we ever get to a point where DRS is activated, that's going to help Moylan, as it's right on the back of Darsan into the final corner. Can he get the launch? Gets a bit of a tail slap there. Manages to get it under control. Can he make a move onto Darsan into turn 1? Going up the inside. Darsan looks to have covered it off well. Zodak's into the pits from P12. Moylan is all over the back of Darsan through 6, 7, 8 and 9. Has the better run out of that complex. Goes around the outside and into the hairpin in front. What battles have we got going on? I think that is the closest battle at the minute. Decky is on the back of Hepburn. Looking to get the toe, multiple toes down this back straight. So DRS is now active. So you've got a train forming behind Moylan. Going to be under pressure, not being able to close up on Lewis out in front. He's got a 1.5 second gap. Behind Moylan you've got Darsan, Lister, Hepburn, Decky, Cons, and then a bit of a gap back to Matty. Night Sniper and Craig are both in the pits. Moylan is bringing that gap down to Lewis in front. He's just dragging the rest of the field along with him. It's now down to 1.2. Cons and Decky at the back of this DRS train are probably going to benefit most once you add the slipstreams together, as Decky Cons look to take quite an aggressive line through that corner. We come down to the final corner now. Decky is right on the back of Hepburn. Can he get the move done? Hepburn doesn't look to have DRS here. He's got nothing left to defend with. Decky makes a move and drops up into 4th. Lewis has now come into the pits on lap 17. That's going to bring him out in 9th place on the fresher, faster soft tyre. Excuse me. But he's going to have a lot of work to do to catch up with that pack in front. So Moylan has inherited the lead. He's got a 9/10 gap back to Darsan. Just needs to try and open that out to get out of the DRS. It's flirting with the 1 second mark. If he can break that 1 second mark at the detection point, I don't think he has. That's 0.8 according to the screen. That Darsan has got the DRS, so he's going to be able to close up, and he's pulling Lister along with him. We do seem to be opening the gap out to Decky though. Lewis is now closing up on the back of Island Boy. Hepburn looking for a move on Cons. Decides against it. Darsan is now within half a second of Moyland in front. Darsan's picked up a 3-second penalty there, so that's going to hurt him at the end of the race if it finishes like this. Darsan is closing up on Moylan now. It's down to 3/10 gap. Moylan seems to have a better drive out of that section of the corners. Now it's just flat out to the penultimate corner. Darsan's got the DRS, looking at the inside of Moylan, but Moylan looks to have it covered off. We've got Lister on the back of Darsan as well. It's a 3-car DRS train here out in front. Darsan looking to go up the inside. Lister. Does he get it done? Darsan does get it done. He's got the move past Moylan done. As Lewis sets the fastest lap, he's now currently in 7th. Still a ways off the lead pack here, but he's got 6 laps. He might be able to pull something special out. Moylan to now in the DRS of Darsan. Have the benefit of the slipstream all the way down this back section. It's to time this move right, as we saw with Leclerc and Verstappen making the move in the final DRS zone. Doesn't work unless you time it absolutely perfectly. Moylan looks to be going around the outside as Lister's looking up the inside of Darsan. He's having to defend from both Ferraris here. Moylan is, I think Moylan's just in front. Darsan comes into the pits to leave the 2 Ferraris to fight it out now. As Lister looks to try and go around the outside of Moylan but can't make it work. Darsan's dropped down to 7th. Lewis is now up into 5th. He's about 10 seconds off this lead pair. This is the closest. Oh, you've got Island Boy and Hobo further down. As Hobo comes into pits to take away the only other on-track possible battle, so we'll stick with the Lister Moylan battle now. Moylan has opened the gap slightly. Let's go back to the tyre data. So Moylan's on 13 lap-old mediums against Lister's 11 lap-old hards. So Moylan's going to have the slightly better traction, but his tyres are going to be starting to feel the push now. As Lister's got the DRS, goes up the inside of Moylan into the final corner. Then on the run out, Moylan's got the DRS back. Can he make a move? He's looking to go up the outside of Lister and gets the move done before the first corner. And this is why we saw Leclerc and Verstappen as Moylan gets a little sideways coming out of turn 2. That's going to make Lister a little bit hungrier, knowing that those rear tyres could be going off on Moylan. Cons now sets the fastest lap of 1:29.9. Lewis is up into 4th. Apparently Darsan's back in the pit again. He's fitting the soft tyre this time. Lister is still all over the back of Moylan. He's within 4/10 now as they come down the back section through the end of sector 2. Coming up to the DRS detection zone now. This is half a second back. What can he do? Can he make the move, or is he going to play it sensible and wait? He's played it sensible. He's waited to get the DRS down the start-finish straight, to get the move done into turn 1. Can he make it work? Moylan defends the outside. Lister's coming up the inside. He's got the move done. Gets the car stopped. Rotated into turn 2. Moylan looks to have a better drive out of turn 3. Now it's going to be a case of follow the leader through here. Difficult place to make a move. Next DRS zone. Moylan's coming. I'm on board with the wrong car. I think the dirtier they're affecting Moylan. He dropped 4/10 through that corner. Double checking, there's no other battles going on. Moylan is all over the back of Lister now. Got the DRS. Looking to go the long way around the outside. Can he get a better drive out of this corner? Got the DRS down the start finish. Lister covers the inside line, forcing Moylan round the outside. Moylan can't make that move into turn 1. All the while these boys are battling, Lewis is closing that gap down. It's now under 4 seconds. It's now nearly at 3 seconds. It's taken nearly a second out of him now. now a straight run down to, I'd say a braking zone, but it's not a massive braking zone into this next left-hander. And then it's just flat out from here to the final corner. More than within 3/10 of Lister now. We'll have the DRS. Can he make the move? Does he want to make the move before the final corner? I don't think he does. I think he wants that drive out there. Got the drive out the final corner. Lister's covering the inside line again. Forces Moreland to try and go around the outside. Gives Lister the advantage into turn 2. And now Lewis has got that gap down to 2 seconds. So he's taken nearly a second and a half out of him in one lap. Where do you think he's going to make the move, Mrs. Carl? I mean, he doesn't really need to make the move on track because the Lister's carrying a penalty. But he needs to be aware. You've got Lewis now within 1.7 behind. And closing because he'll be getting the benefit of that distant toe. Being that far back is not losing out to the losses of the dirty air through the twisty. I think he's lining it up for that DRS straight they've just gone down on the next lap. Moylan cuts to the inside. He takes Lister up the inside into turn 1. Stays in front through turn 2, so he's got it done. He's now got to defend from Lister for the rest of this lap. You've got Lewis has actually dropped back slightly. He's dropped half a second off the back of this battle. Got a yellow flag. I think that was Craig getting out of the way. Letting the lap cars through, not getting in the middle of that battle. On commentary, I can't be biased, but come on, Moylan. All those hours of practice over the Christmas period, this is what it was for. Sod the GP1 race. GP2. This has got the DRS. Moylan defends the inside. Makes Lister go round. And contact out of the final corner. Moylan takes the win on track. Lewis gets second. Lister in third because of the penalties, and then we wait for the rest of the guys to come across. Hepburn crosses in fourth. Matty in fifth. Decky's going to crumb across in sixth. Cons will pick up seventh. Darsan, who was in that front pack battle for most of the race, clumped Cons on penalties to take seventh. Cons is eighth. Island Boy is ninth. Zodak takes 10th. So now it's down to Night Sniper and Hobo, and I've no idea who's where on penalties. couldn't see it. Disappeared off the screen too quick to see who got 11th and 12th. We'll wait for the standings to come up. Moylan gets the game's driver of the day there. 3 Ferrari powered cars on the podium. It was a rather eventful final race of the season, but to run you through your standings, you've got Moylan takes first, Lewis in second, Lister in third, Hepburn in fourth, Matty in fifth, Decky in sixth, Darsan in seventh, Island Boy in eighth, Zodak in ninth, Cons takes the final points of the season in 10th, Night Sniper in 11th, Hobo in 12th, Craig in 13th, Johnny Stokes in 14th, although DNF'd, CGT, Frenzy, Flea and Mrs. Carl all DNF'd as well. Well, that's it. The season is done. We'll be working with the admins to figure out the plans for next season once the new game's released and we can actually test out these new features, being the manual grids, manual formation laps, manual pit stops, and work out what's going to be best for the league. We will be back for season 6. I swear it's going to be season 6 of GP2. Until then, we will see you later.